friends with Carmelo for so long and playing against him. I know he had said that this day would come. It'd be pretty emotional for him. But what's it like just being the last go at it with that guy?
No, I mean it's fun. I mean, we've had so many battles throughout the years. It's kind of, it's crazy. I mean, it's the same thing with him and, Brian, and it's always strange. I think it's the last time. You know what I'm saying? But it's been fun. Very small things, very just details of footwork and positions and angles and things like that. Certain things that he should be paying attention to that they don't necessarily teach you. Growing up in basketball school, right? And teach you how to move your feet, look at the midsection, and all the really basic stuff. But there's another level to that of paying attention to tendencies and mannerisms and things of that sort.
So the Knicks were in town all weekend long, and obviously Bill was here. Did you guys go to CPK or anything?
No, we didn't. But he and I speak quite often, though. We speak pretty often. At the end of the season, we'll get together.
Have you talked to him throughout the season at all? I know you've said earlier that he gave you advice on how to handle it, like to break it into sections and sort of enjoy each place the last time that you go there.
Yeah, we've probably speak once every 2 weeks or so. It's just touching base. He asks how everything's going. I ask him how he's doing. He looks great. Physically, he looks good. So I'm happy for him.
Is he the nostalgic sort? Like, does this make him feel old that you're going to be tired of?
You know what? Neither of us are very nostalgic. We really look at what's going on at that moment in time, and we'll talk specifically about the game. How ugly a game it was tonight, how choppy it was, how many fouls there were in the first. You know what I mean? Like, that's our way of showing affection to each other, I guess.
With all the books that he's given you over the years, have there been any ones in particular that have stuck with you the most?
Yeah, a lot of philosophical books, a lot of Zen books, and things that you guys would probably think is really kooky. But I see great reason in it, so yeah, it's been great.
What do you take away from those?
Awareness. It's more conceptual than do A, B, and C. It's more conceptual. It's more awareness.
What would you say to D'Angelo? He's been on a run, but tonight not one of his best games. What advice would you give to him tonight?
You just bounce back the next one. You have games where it kind of goes up and down. He's been playing so well, been playing consistently well. But you'll have a bad game every now and then, but he'll bounce back the next one.
It's strange to feel with somebody as accomplished as he is, as somebody's in kind of uncharted waters, but to some degree that's what he is in terms of team building and stuff like that with the Knicks. What do you think serves him well? What do you think the challenges are for him to do something different than what he has been doing?
No, it's not really that different for him. I think it's as a coach, you obviously have more control over the outcome to a certain extent, right? And what he does now is really understanding personnel and picking the right personnel. But that's no different than what he did as a coach. As a coach, he really broke down the players, understood the players, right? And that's the same thing he has to do as a GM. And I think the people in New York just need to trust the fact that he knows more about the game than any of them put together.
Hope, despite the loss, a joy to run with Sasha. There's Rambis, of course, Phil's in the building.
Yeah.
Of course, Melo. For you, a personal run, it was one of the fun runs of the season for you, am I right?
Yeah, it was. I took the most pleasure I got out of tonight, honestly, was seeing Sasha. 'Cause I remember when he first came here, just clean cut kid, just kind of, looked like he was 12. You know what I mean? And just talking with him on the bus about what to expect in the NBA and all sorts of stuff. And now to look at him, he's a vet. And that's that was the most fun for me, seeing that. I said, Sasha, you've seen me pump fake. How many times, dude? We won championships off of that. Why would you go for it? We had a good laugh about it, but he's like a little brother to me, man. I love that guy.
But against LeBron, it was very obvious. The moments were very obvious where you guys were battling. Did you get that from the matchup with Carmelo tonight? Did you have?
No, man, not. I mean, well, yeah, between us, yes. But the only reason people were aware about me and LeBron is because the crowd was really aware of it. Right? So every time we squared up, you can hear it in the. With me and Carmelo, it wasn't that same kind of energy or excitement, but still, the matchup is the same.
What were the moments that stood out?
Well, posting up, sealing, fighting them off offensive boards, our isolations on the mid wing and the mid post. Same type of situations.
Did you call for the defensive assignment on him on that last play?
Of course, of course. As soon as they lined up, I said, Melo, you're not going to touch the ball. I've hit like 10 game winners doing this in this, this particular lineup. I know where you're going. So you don't have a chance of getting. Somebody else is going to have to make it. So, yeah. And they did. But he wasn't getting the damn ball.
The Suns were coming to town on Friday. They were one of the teams that back in '96 they tried to trade out to draft. Brian Colangelo said some things about that workout he had with them. I know it's 20 years ago, and he said that you wouldn't leave the gym until you beat everyone's stats, every of the other prospects. Do you remember any of that, and what just memories do you have of that process of trying to impress?
Man, a little bit. I mean, I didn't really look at it as trying to impress too much. I just wanted to do the best. I just wanted to, compete. I felt like I could beat certain times or certain score, and so I tried to do that. You know what I mean? And I remember all the shooting drills, the 1 dribble pull-ups, 2 dribble pull-ups. The catch and shoots. They put you through this entire ordeal to see, what your skill level is. And I remember going through that and over and over and over, and it was fun. That was one of my favorite workouts actually with Phoenix.
When you go back into like D'Angelo and some of the other areas they didn't play in the fourth quarter, what do you think is the benefit, the balance between the guy not having a good game but getting a chance to go out and finish, or watching, or getting the opportunity? There's a lot to juggle.
No, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's you have to be able to learn. No matter the situation. So, like, if you're playing, you're learning a different way. If you're sitting down and watching, you're learning, but in a different way. Doesn't matter. And that comes from experience, because, my first few years, I wasn't playing either, right? And I chose to learn a different way, observation, and then going back and watching film, right? Then when you play, you're learning on the fly, and then you're watching film, right? So it's just a different way of learning, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, it is harder. I went through it though, so you're not going to cry on my damn shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You got to man up. And you got to learn and figure it out. No excuses.
Isn't that 2 years in a row where this game has happened in March and neither of these teams are going to the playoffs? Does the NBA need the Lakers and the Knicks to be more relevant, to get back to the place where this game means something?
No, because they just signed a great TV deal. So no, they don't. They don't.
Is it better for the league when the Lakers and the Knicks are relevant then?
Well, if we were, they probably would have gotten a better TV deal. So.
But just like not taking money out of it, like not judging things on money.
Well, that's a money question. So I'm not. I think for fans, yes, but the business aspect of it, to have the 2 biggest markets in the world being relevant and competitive certainly raises the rest of the league. And, it would be nice to have Los Angeles, New York, right, Chicago, Boston, the marquee cities being competitive at the same time. That would be great.
Is that more relevant or less relevant than maybe when you came into the league?
I think it's less relevant now because of the digital age that we live in. And all the media outlets that you have, it's not as important now as to have, the big markets marqueing things.
Always enjoyed playing against the Knicks. What are you going to miss most about those battles?
Talking smack to Spike on the sideline. I always love going to the Garden, man. There's just so much history there. I mean, I'm going to miss that, and also miss the fact that I have some regret to the fact that I didn't get a chance to properly say goodbye to them. So, but I'm certainly going to miss going to the Garden and playing there.
Only 1 month left as you look ahead. And how does that even feel like having 1 month left?
1 month, 15 games, right? You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to get to a point where you're just kind of like, you know, I think it was Judy asked me the other day when she was working on my shoulder. She said, "Do you know what that last game is going to be like?" And I hadn't thought. I was like, I am now. you know, you know. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's exciting. I mean, these next 15 games should be fun, and the last one should be the most fun.
You said yourself you don't really even like anybody all that much. What's made it so easy to align with Carmelo over the years?
Well, I mean, he's a straight shooter, and you know, he's not going to BS you ever, and he works hard, and you know, he and I just hit it off instantly because of it, and you know, that's really at the core of it. Guys that don't BS.
How close were you guys playing together a couple years ago?
Probably about 20 million reasons apart.
How involved were you in that pitch?
I mean, you know, it's hard to pitch against that. You know what I mean? So, like, we know how much fun it would have been to play together, but at the same time, I mean, that's a lot of room to make up. That's a lot, man. So, although it would have been fun, you know, it's at the same time, I mean, it's not really a possibility.
The relationships and the friendships and those kinds of things that you form different between the guys that you met and worked with more in the context of USA basketball and things like that versus the guys that you played with?
Well, the guys that I've played with, you know, it's different because the guys that I played with were like, you know, we're like a family. You know, all our guys, you know, from Shannon on down. I mean, we'll always have a brotherhood to Sasha, you know, because we've been through serious wars together for long periods of time. The guys in the Olympic team, it's like cousins. You know what I mean? That's the best example I could give.
You're pressing different buttons with guys that you play with versus the guys on that team. It's a different context. Is it easier to become friends with those guys because you're not pushing for a championship? You don't have to push them in a certain direction that you might not have to, you know, Carmelo, LeBron, people like that.
No, not really. I mean, I always push buttons, you know. So I mean, it's even on the Olympic team, you know, it's pushing the same. I mean, because the goal is to win a gold medal, right? So you got to make sure you're driving things and keeping things competitive. But you know, even with my teammates here, from Powell to, you know, SB and, you know, Adam Morrison, Ronnie Tierhoff, and those guys, you know, if you ask them, there were certain days where they absolutely hated being around me. Right? But they understood that it was my responsibility to get them to play at their absolute best. So even though they didn't like it, they respected the fact that what I'm trying to do is elevate our game to get to a championship level.
2 more guys.
How much does Phil get credit for getting you and Shaq to put aside the differences to win those championships?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how much credit he gets, or, you know, I think we don't win any of those championships without him. I don't think Chicago wins any of those championships without him. And, you know, I hear an argument that's the silliest thing I've ever heard is that, you know, Phil won because he had great players. Sherlock. I mean, what are you going to win with a bunch of scrubs? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the silliest argument in the world to me. And, you know, he's the greatest coach, in my opinion. He's the greatest coach in any profession ever. Well, no, it's Phil's mentorship. It's Phil's ability to get guys to come to certain conclusions on their own. But he's setting the table, right? He's setting up these situations and relying on us to figure things out for ourselves. I mean, that was his true genius.
Out of all the championships you won, does one stand out the most, and why?
2010. I mean, if you know, yes, Phil and I mean, we still don't know how the hell we won that series. You know, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable that we pulled that thing off. I mean, that's the one right there. Oh yeah, that was great. I mean, you know, the adjustments we had to make, and, you know, Phil had to dig deep into his bag of tricks on that one.